Well, now we turn our attention to a particular case which, Wing Commander Danladi Angulukwasu is retired. He's going to tell us about it. It had to do with his son, who was in NDA as a cadet, but at the moment, his son is dead. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
Well, what happened?
Precisely. What happened is the case of how the Nigerian Defense Academy, NDA, murdered my son.
You say murdered?
Murdered, yes.
Why did you say that?
I said murdered because it is a case of deliberate actions, well articulated, deliberate actions, negligence, incompetence, combined together that resulted in the death of my son. He was in NDA, he was admitted last year, precisely for regular course 66. They carried him for camping, called Camp Highland. In the process of the camping, the NDA staff on their own pushed him into the Kangimi Dam, and he was pushed without a life jacket, and that's where he met his death.
How did you know he was pushed?
Yes, the NDA never denied it. They told me themselves.
But they told you they pushed him?
They pushed him. They said that there are instances where somebody delays in jumping into the water, that they will push the person. From day one, right from the beginning, they have never denied this. And there are witnesses as to what happened. When they went for the exercise, what they did was they just got a rope, the one you tie to a goat, tied around each person's waist, make you to jump into the Kangimi Dam. I asked them, how deep is the water? They say it's 100 meters, though I doubt they don't even have the distance. Because it's a dam, I know it's very difficult for a dam within to be at that level. But what I asked those who have been operating in that dam, they say it's about about 30 meters deep, still very deep. So when they went for the exercise, they were tying just a rope loosely around their waist. And that rope, you can only pull it. It's only when the person outside pulls it, it will tighten you, grip you when you are inside the water. The boy has never swum in even a pond, talk less of a swimming pool.
Were they aware of this?
They are aware. They didn't train them. They are aware. He has never seen that volume of water in his life because he's my son. I know that. So he raised observation with his mates that how can they push them into this kind of water? And as far as I'm concerned, I want to believe that he was believing maybe that's an ocean because he has never seen it in his life. With just a rope tied around them, that is not safe. I think they overheard him. When it came to his turn, something happened. But there are two versions to it. One version planted by the NDA themselves. That when he had the rope, and when he was pushed, according to them, they pushed him that he was delaying. That was when the rope slacked and it went off. But that story planted, those who gave me the story, they said when they pushed him, that the rope slacked and he was struggling. But the NDA refused to pull the rope. That's the staff, the same people that pushed him. He continued struggling until he disappeared from the surface of the water. That was one version planted by the NDA. But the version that the commandant called a press conference and confirmed now is this one. That I had that version, I didn't want to accept it. When it came to his turn, he refused to enter. He said he cannot enter this water under this circumstance. They gave him the rope that he pulls it out. He was trying to put it again the second time. When the man that had him complaining.
That's while he was
outside.
Okay, outside.
Not inside the water. It's not possible inside the water. Somebody that cannot swim, once you are inside the water, you can't do that. While he was standing, then one of the staff, the one that had him, came and pushed Shebi the fear and pushed him without the rope really gripping him. And he fell in. They were watching him. He was struggling. Possibly, I think it was intentional. They refused to even pull the rope, whether it would grab him, because he has not put on the rope. The NDA commandant confirmed that. He said it was the boy that he died out of disobedience. He called a press conference. That's on the 7th. It was in the papers when the story first came out. He said that if you read the papers, and I have the text they sent out, inviting journalists.
And that press conference, they were not allowed to read.
They were not allowed to record. They stopped them, and he said they shouldn't cut him. He gathered there. People saw him. I have informants. He went to the old site. A text message was sent to journalists. I have the text message telling them to appear. But he told them not to. Nobody was allowed to videotape. Nobody was allowed to record. They were forced to off their handsets. And now told them the boy died of disobedience because he removed the rope. Of course, you know he can't remove the rope inside the water.
Well,
and he said when he removed the rope, they were talking to him. That even his mates, he said it, if you read the papers, that even his mates were telling him to put it on. You can't be talking to him inside the water. So which confirmed the first version that I was rejecting. Initially, I took the version I was rejecting. Initially, I took their version hook, line, and sinker. But now he was standing. He has not yet put it on the rope well. Somebody pushed him, one of the staff, and said, "Shebi, the fear." He fell inside. They allowed him to drown inside. They now pull out the rope. The way I had that, the rope entangled him. They now pull out the rope. And when they pull out the rope, of course he was gone. What NDA now did carelessly to show that they wanted to kill him. They now got fishermen. All these things I have proofs. I'm not just talking. They got fishermen and told them to rescue the boy with their fish hooks. Well, it took them 3 hours before one of the fish hooks hooked him by the mouth like a fish. They dragged him out dead. These things they recorded in the NDA. I can link you. Yes, no, they are refusing to bring the records. They are denying that they don't have. NDA doesn't go for exercise without recording. They recorded. I have eyewitnesses that so even when they brought out the corpse, they recorded it. Even when they put the corpse in the vehicle, they recorded it. I asked them to bring out this video. Let's see what happened. They have refused.
Did they give you your son's corpse?
They brought the corpse. They buried it themselves. I allowed them to bury it, yes.
You are a product of the NDA.
Yes.
And you've attended the NDA before, and you understand the rules that operate in the NDA.
Yes.
And you're aware of some of the circumstances.
Yes.
And that sometimes we understand that there is a part where, you know, parents or people sign that you could go in here and you might not come out alive.
Yes.
Is it true?
It's true. This is the document. I signed this. Well, gentlemen, let's ask ourselves. The fact that we sign a bloody paper, does it exonerate you from criminal negligence? Does it give you the right to start murdering people?